Hello everybody out there with webOSroundup. Gary here, and I'm here to show you today the newest Twitter client available for our beloved webOS platform. I'm going to walk you through phnx. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to launch the application to give you an idea of what this application does and how it works. Just as a background, the demo that you're seeing here, I am running a Frankenprix 2 on Sprint. So one of the first things about phnx that I noticed when I started using it is simply the way that it goes ahead and registers your account to your device. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll click on add a new account, and the account setup on here is the easiest out of any single Twitter client that I've ever used for webOS. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to set up my webOSroundup account on here. I've had it set up on here once before. I deleted it. We'll get into that in a minute. But this also helps me tell you too, if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, you can follow me at Gary, G-A-R-Y _WOR. And I'll add my password. Sorry you guys, I'm going to go ahead and not show you this. So once you have your ID and your password in, all you have to do, hit authorized app. Now normally at this point what happens is it'll kick up another screen for you where it'll have your authorization code that you have to go back to another window to authorize that Twitter app to be able to access your account. It's not the case in phnx. Now all I have to do, I'm actually logged in, it's ready to rock and roll. I can click open my account, it'll open in a new stack, and what do you know, here it comes. There are my feeds. So I've got stuff here from Rich Dunbar, hope Rich is doing well, webOS internals, Mr. Kal-El, and even more. Now I'll give you a closer look. You have a number of different functions at the bottom. You have a speech button, which basically will just take you to the bottom of your feed if you want, or back up to the top. You can see your mentions, any direct mentions. There's my good friend Phil McKinney. Hey Phil! You can see retweets by others, retweets by you, or my tweets retweeted. Or I can also do a search for current trends or type in my own search. There's a lot of different customization that you can find in here. Once I'm just going to go into the tweet here by our own Rich Dunbar, and I have an option. I can go ahead and I can reply, I can retweet, I can star that as a favorite, or what I can do is I can track the entire conversation. So pretty neat there. Back swipe to exit out of there, same as you might expect. There's a lot of different options that you have in here too. We're going to go into the drop down menu, and from here you can add additional accounts, and that's one of the really neat things here, especially like for me, I have 3 different Twitter accounts. One for my, actually 2 for my normal job, and my one for webOSroundup. So we'll walk you through adding a new account in a moment, because that's where some of the magic happens. Once you're within the preferences screen, there's a number of different options that you can go ahead and change around. You can change the theme from either ash, which is kind of a darker black look, kind of like the original pre-wear look. And then there's a rebirth that has a little bit more of a blue tint to it. It's really a subtle difference. You can change your font size from tiny, small, medium, and large. You can show card icons, refresh after every post, hit enter to submit. You can toggle those features on and off. You can toggle on or off notifications. You can have it check how often it will go ahead and reach out for new tweets. I have mine set for every 15 minutes. You can have it check every 5, 15, 30 minutes, 1, 2, 6, or 12 hours. Now I chose 15 just to save battery life, quite honestly. You can have your home timeline set on and off, mentions, messages, and more. You can also have some advanced settings in here. You can exclude search results not in my own language. So while I speak a little bit of German, I'm not fluent, don't want to see German tweets that are on there. And it also has this bottom option here, send anonymous statistics to the developer to help improve phnx. A personal call. I generally don't share my information with anyone. I try to keep my GPS off. I don't participate in some of the location-based things, so that's just really personal preference. The interface is really straightforward. There's a couple things, like I mentioned, that phnx does differently. One of the things that has taken me a little bit to get used to is the fact that when you are refreshing or waiting for phnx to load, normally on a lot of other Twitter applications, applications, you'll just get your normal loading circle that we're all familiar with. phnx doesn't do that. Instead, what it does is, and I don't know if you can see it that well, is there's a little light bar above the refresh, your name, and then the new tweet button. And with that, it just kind of flashes up a lot like the meta tap light that's down at the bottom of the phone. As you can see, I have two new tweets from our own Jesse J. Street and also from Richard Karras. So that's how the refresh works. I can go ahead and I can add a new tweet. Very large character counter there. I can go ahead, if I want to use location-based services, I can do that. I can also upload photos if I want to, which is pretty easy. So if I want to upload, it's kind of a hodgepodge. I'll upload this one here. And this is just something with my regular job where standing in the middle of radio control gliders. I'm going to open photo. And as you can see, it's already uploaded to TwitPic. Now I can post tweet. And I'll screw up here. Go into it, and there it is. Pretty simple and straightforward. Very elegant, very clean design, and where it really it is the fact, like I mentioned, I have to manage multiple accounts. So we're going to go in here, and I'm going to add another account, and I'm going to go to Accounts, New Account. Now one thing, I'm just going to minimize the card view for a second. As you can see, it's actually minimized the account that I was just in into a card view stack. And I can go ahead and I can bring that to the forefront or leave it in the background if I want. So here we are back at the login screen again. Now I have had it a couple of times where if I'm loading, like say I have 3 Twitter accounts, if I've loaded all 3 back to back to back, it has stored my login information, so I have had to log out and then to allow me to be able to go in here and put in a new account. So I'm going to put in my personal account, RC Gary K. Now it's authorized this. I can add, here's one of the neat things too, is I can also go ahead and follow the developer of phnx right away, or just the official phnx Twitter account too. I'm not going to do that at this time. I've actually already done that on the other account. So now my second account is all set up, and it's loading. And there's webOS internals, a couple other things that have popped up that I also follow on this account. But now if you notice, I have that account there open. I still have my webOSroundup Twitter feed open here. I can go back and forth, move one to the front of the stack, pull them out separately, put them back into a stack, and manipulate this and leave my Twitter accounts open at all time. I don't have to log in and log out to be able to manage all my other Twitter accounts. Since I've had phnx installed, I've had all 3 of my accounts open. They all stay up to date, and it's just really nice and easy. A couple things that I'm not thrilled about. I'd really rather have the large icon on the screen just to show the fact that it's loading. Sometimes it's hard seeing the light bar on the top of the application to know that it is loading or updating the feeds itself. That's really a personal preference on there. The other gripe that I have too is the fact that unless I simply haven't found it, I have not found a way to set it up where I can open phnx under another account. So this is right now just showing the my WOR account. So I'm going to go through and I'll close both of those. I'm going to reopen it. And now it reloaded to my Gary_WOR account. Go into accounts again, and I can see my RC Gary K account, but there's no way, unless I simply haven't found it, that I can go ahead and set that as my default account. I can't do a drag and drop or anything in the drop down or any other way manipulate this to have this account as the primary and that as a secondary, or have that as the one that opens up first. It's not something that's loaded here in the preferences, and it's not anything else that I've noticed here in the account. It's not in the edit screen, and it's clearly not in the account screen. That would be a nice feature I'd like to see added in the future. I know I'm probably one of the few people that have multiple accounts. It's just a nice feature that I really wish that this had in here. Overall, very pretty application. I do wish that you could save settings separately from one account to the other, where this is applying the same theme regardless. Again, these are really minor tweaks. Overall, it's fast, it's smooth, it's efficient, it's easy to use. No, I haven't had any issues with it whatsoever beyond simply going back and forth from what account I want to be the primary. Overall, very good Twitter client, and right now it is on sale in the app catalog for the first week, so make sure that you go ahead and check it out. If you do like our review and want to see more information on webOS, make sure that you visit www.webOSroundup.com. My name is Gary. Thanks for watching.